Today in church, the pastor referenced the story of David and Goliath, and that we saw in 1 Samuel chapter 17. The giant Goliath, 9 feet tall, of the Philistine army, came out every day defying the armies of Israel, and they were all scared of him. They always stepped back. They never would fight, even though he challenged only one of them had to come out and beat him. When David came on the scene and heard this thing, he goes, "What's going on here?" And he said to King Saul, he said, "Don't worry about it. Your servant," speaking of himself, see David considering himself a servant, "will fight the Philistine." Of course, they didn't want. Saul said, "You can't do it. You're not." But they finally let him go. And because David said, "Look, I was a shepherd. I had to fight lions, had to fight bears to save the sheep." David was very, very confident. He had that positive attitude. And so Saul gave him his armor. David tried it. It's heavy, bulky. He says, no, I can't do this. He says, "I need to get rid of this extra baggage," which is something we have to do. We have a positive attitude. We have to get rid of the extra baggage to serve the Lord well. And so he took it off, and he gathered up the 5 stones and he slingshot, and he went out to meet Goliath. Goliath was mad. "What the heck? Why does this little kid come out here? I'm going to squish you." And David said to him, "You come to me with a sword and a spear and a saber, but I come to you in the name of the Lord of the armies of God of Israel, whom you have defied. This day the Lord will hand you over to me, and I will strike you and remove your head from you. And I will give the dead bodies of the armies of the Philistines this day to the birds of the sky and the wild animals of the earth." Notice that David's focus was on God. He was upset not that the Philistines could beat the armies of Israel, but that they were defying the armies of God. They were defying God himself. When people come against you as a child of God, they're defying God. They're going against God, not just you. This is what bothered David. And David had a track record with God. Like he said, "God allowed me to beat the bears and the lions. I will do this." And in the end, David killed Goliath with the stone and cut off Goliath's head with his own sword. God will always prevail if we trust him.